Mayor Pete is continuing to live up to the view of him that the left has. He's basically like the embodiment of the smug, coastal, liberal elitist. So here he is discussing his new book, Try Not to Get Sick, as you watch this.
Thinking a lot about the subject of trust. I believe our country faces a threefold crisis of trust. Trust in our institutions, in each other, and trust around the world in America itself. Our democracy depends on high levels of trust, but social and political trust have been moving in the wrong direction. Looking at why, and wanting to explore the building blocks of the trust we're going to need in the years ahead, I decided to put pen to paper to try to start a new conversation about this issue going into the fall. So on October 6th, I'll be releasing a book with Live Right Publishing. The book is called Trust, America's Best Chance. We're also releasing an audiobook version that I'll narrate. In order to move on from this pandemic, to deliver racial and economic justice, to restore America's leadership role in the world, I think we need to pay much more specific attention to how trust is earned and how it can be regained after it's been damaged. A stronger level of trust could be both a cause and a result of a better American life. As of today, you can pre-order Trust anywhere books are sold. So I'm hoping you'll check it out, and you'll see me talking about it in this space from time to time in the months ahead. And as we seek to support each other in our communities, I'm reminded of our own local, Black-owned, woman-owned independent bookstore right here in South Bend called Brain Layer Books. Now is a very important time to support the booksellers who educate and inspire our communities every day. Thank you, and I'm looking forward to talking more with you soon about trust and how we can achieve it together in our time.
I craved death watching that. Oh my God. The background music alone made it incredibly corny, cheesy, ridiculous. How is it possible to like immediately live up to what your harshest critics have said about you? That he spoke. How long was that clip? Hold on, I could actually tell you. It was like 1 minute and 43 seconds. He spoke for that amount of time and said nothing. Nothing. You know, there's a bunch of different kinds of trust. There's 3 kinds of trust, and we're going to build trust for the future, and this is our best hope. This is our best hope to go on, and trust can be both a cause and an effect of a better American life in the future. What are you saying, bro? What are you saying? What are you saying? Okay. This is probably some sort of thing to, you know, not just make money, but also it's a very common thing that you release books before you run for president. That happens all the time. It's one of the early signs of like, oh, that person is interested in running for president. That's why they wrote a book. So this could be the same thing. Like he might want to run in 2024, 2028, depending on, I guess, if Biden wins the election. He probably wants to run again. So I'm guessing that plays a part of it. But it really depresses me that this guy is going to be a public figure likely for the rest of my life. I will be seeing Pete Buttigieg. I'll be seeing him. He's going to run for some other kind of office, I bet. He's definitely going to run for president again. He's going to be, the media loves this guy. They'll welcome him with open arms, and at the very least, he'll be some sort of contributor to, one of these different mainstream outlets. And we're going to have to see this all the time. The hokey, corny, say something without saying anything approach to politics that's just totally vapid and vacuous. I'm consistently amazed at his ability to move his mouth and say nothing. He doesn't speak in concrete ways. He doesn't talk about policies like Medicare for all, free college, living wage, ending the wars, Green New Deal, legalizing marijuana, all this stuff, because he's not substance-based. He's ego-based. So he does stuff like this. By the way, there is a contingent of the American public that loves this stuff. Loves this stuff. I feel like suburban men and women of a certain age, like either the Generation X wine mom and soccer dad who are very, like, you know, button-down, polite society type people, they look at a guy like Pete and they're like, yes, oh my God, yes! He sounds like a politician, yes! Say more words that don't mean anything, good sir. I love it! I love it so much! Even just the background music made me die inside a little bit. Trust. America's best chance. We should do some sort of contest for, like, vapid neoliberal meaningless phrases. Hope. The path to the future. You know, really, the ultimate example of this is just the Tom Perez impression that I have. I want everybody to understand something. Here in the Democratic Party, we're for good things and we're against bad things, and we want to fight for good things and against bad things and make sure that we bring meaning to our future as the truth holds evermore. This is what they do. They have nothing to say. They have nothing to say. Do you get that? They have nothing to say to fundamentally improve people's lives. And by the way, I've noticed the same thing in how race issues have been sanitized and corporatized now. Go listen to any mainstream voice talking about the death of George Floyd and what we should do in response to it. And it's all interpersonal, individual, like, you know, you have to recognize your privilege and adjust accordingly, and we have to move forward in a way that brightens our future and expands our horizons to come together in an inclusive but diversified, tolerant space. And it's like, you're not saying anything. You're not saying anything. You want to know how you say stuff on politics? Politics, the word politics, part of that is policy. It's based on policy. So what are the policies to change this stuff? What are the policies? What are your policies around trust, America's best chance? There are no policies there. That's the point. That's the point, because he doesn't believe in anything. He doesn't believe in anything. I'm going to die young, aren't I? I'm getting worked up over this stuff. It's absurd.